What is up, guys? Alp27HD here, also known as Ian from the Discord, and you join me for another Anatomy of a Trade, where we look at the ideas for my trades, why I choose them, etc. The date, 18th of the 3rd, so this is a trade I took today, live. So let's have a look at what I look for and where I go. So first and foremost, first thing I do is I go on the 1 hour time frame on the E-mini futures, and I'm looking for the high and low of the 9 a.m. candle. So this candle is the candle that runs between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. I mark out the high and I mark out the low. I then pan out and I have a look if there is any other obvious liquidity, and I will mark that up. So let's go onto our Ray tool and I mark out there our buy side liquidity. I have a look below and I say, right, what have we got of interest? We have some buy side, sell side liquidity, my apologies, down there. We also have a 1 hour fair value gap. So let's mark that out there. A bit on there. Carl, my mentor, would kill me if I got the boxes wrong. He's quite a taskmaster. Right, 1 hour busy. There we go. So that's marked. Let's then go down to the 5 minute and see if there is anything of interest on the 5 minute chart. For me, the big thing that stands out straight away is we have a fair value gap right there. It's a 5 minute fair value gap. So we'll mark that one off as such. Then we drop down to the 1 minute and I'm looking here and saying, is there anything of interest? So what I'm looking to see is, how does price react to that? Let me just turn that indicator off. How does price react to this 5 minute busy? So we're on the 1 minute time frame, which is our entry time frame. Ideally, we've hit it, we've entered it. So let's see how price reacts to it. So we've got a big rejection off, and we have left ourselves a fair value gap right there. So as far as I'm concerned, I need to place an entry, and I'm looking at what I want to cover. So my target will be the 9 a.m. high, and I'm looking and saying, what do I want to cover? Well, for me, I need to cover at least bottom of this price leg right there. But ideally, I want to be down here below. So we're talking about 1.7 R, just as a framing of the idea. Let's just see what happens, seeing how price responds, etc. So we're tagged in. What I'm going to do is take a buy position. We are ever so slightly higher than we wanted, but we're fine. Sell down there and take profit up here. So that is my framing of the trade idea. Now let's run it along and see what happens. So big rejection off. Another. 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 There you go. And that is the exact trade that I took. Yeah, bought there, sold there. You do not need to be in going for Hail Marys. Now let's imagine that I wanted to think, right, we're going up here. We're going to get a 5R, not a 2R or whatever. Let's watch what happens. Because I know exactly what happened, because the first thing I thought was I got out way too early. But I stuck to my plan. My aim was to go from down, going up to the 9 a.m. high. So let's see what price does. Does it go up any higher? So what we're doing, if you imagine it, we've just swept all of the buy side liquidity up here. So anybody that was in a short on this move would have had their stops placed here. So we've just come up and taken all of those out. So they've become sells. So we're looking at it, and that is why you're getting some stalling up here. And look what else you're getting up here. You're getting mohawks. We have broken through them. So again, I'm looking at this. We're maintaining market structure. We've gone up. We've made a lower high. We've made a higher high. So first thing I do is I get my drawing tool and I mark off here. We use the 9 a.m. but we'll change it. I don't want price to break here. That is my line in the sand. So if I am in the trade, I am looking, you can see there, if I move that out of the way for you, you can see there the fair value gaps highlighted by the indicator. So I'm looking for price to start respecting them. So you can see price respected that fair value gap. No closures below. Let's zoom in nice and close for you so you get a really good view. So there, price respected that fair value gap. No closures below. Is price going to respect this one? But it is so far. Nope. So we are. Get ahead of myself. Right. So we've just violated that fair value gap. How does price react to this one? I don't want to see price breaking through this one. I want to see price carrying on up. So at the moment, we're still respecting. We've not closed below. It's getting close. Again, respecting. But now we've closed below this fair value gap. We've actually closed below that line there. So now I'm thinking, okay, we're still in the right structure. However, we have just closed through 2 1-minute fair value gaps. What about the next one, which is here? Is price supported? So we're pushing back up. So I'm thinking then, right, we've gone up, we've made a lower high, higher high, lower high. I am now looking for price to come up above here and make a new higher high. If it doesn't, and it fails to displace above here, then I'm thinking, am I on the right side of the trade? Let's move it along a few candles, respecting this fair value gap. So we're okay for now. Smashed right through it. So we've not made a higher high. We've actually had a change in a few seconds of market structure. So you see there, it's a negative market structure shift. So we were making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Failed to make a new high. We've pushed back down, making a lower low. So lower high, lower low. So we've had a market structure shift. And at this point, we are back at where we took our profit before. Where's that? Cursor over there. So it's around there, yeah. So big one. Don't want price to break this. Well, honestly, our structure has moved back up to there, so this really is irrelevant. We are now in a bearish market on the 1 minute. If we go to the 5 minute, what's this telling you? So we are still bullish on the 5 minute. We have a fair value gap down here. So if I want to see price in our favor, I want to see it respecting this 5 minute BISI. So if I am in this trade, say I'm still in this trade, biggest thing for me is a respecting of that BISI. So let's watch what price does. Go back down to the 1 minute. We've had our market structure shift. Let's follow price along. Has price made a new higher high? No, it hasn't. Failure to close above. Relative equal highs. Failure to close above. Relative equal highs. Rejection off. Tells me that the price is remaining bearish. We know there is a big area of liquidity in this 5 minute BISI. So we're watching price. We get a fair value gap to the downside. Does price respect it? Remember, we were looking for price to respect it to the upside. Does price respect it to the downside? Yes, it does. So price is respecting that fair value gap. Big push up, but still respecting that fair value gap. Still respecting that fair value gap. And watch how price breaks away. Once you've got those 3 or 4 rejections, price breaks away. Now we're in the crux, the crunch time. If we're still in this trade, then we are looking for price to reject heavily off this 5 minute BISI. We get a reaction. You will get a reaction because people will have put limit orders going long. So you will get a reaction, but then price just goes again, a reaction, probably off the consequence encroachment. So if I put on the 50% line, zoom in a bit, stuff in the background without realizing it. So yeah, it's broken through the consequent encroachment, which is the 50% of the 5 minute BISI. It is respecting it. It's not closed below. However, now we've closed below. Just about. There we go. So now, if we go on to the 5 minute, that there is a telltale that we're going to keep going down. Look at this candle here. This candle right here is the telltale sign that we are going to carry on going lower because it is closed below. I'll zoom right in and give you a nice clear view. It's closed below this BISI. I am now looking, remember you've also had respecting of that 5 minute fair value gap there. Look, price has exactly reached the top, but it's not failed to close above. So let's watch what price does. For me, at this point, I would 110% be closing the trade. I'd be getting out for break even. Obviously, we took our low-hanging fruit, but on this stage, I would be getting out. But let's watch. Does price carry on lower, or does price keep on going up, given what I've just told you about the 5-minute BISI being disrespected? So let's take our trade out the way for now, give you a nice clear view. So my next target, I'm thinking, is this 1 hour fair value gap. So let's put that on there. So if I was trading right now, my next target would be here. That is my bearish target, because we have disrespected the 5-minute. We've blown through that fair value gap, and I think it's going to keep on going down. So let's see what price does. Look how it's respecting fair value gap. Got another fair value gap. Let's watch what price does around this fair value gap. This is what you need to be talking to yourself about as the trade is going on. Is it going to respect it and allow a push down to what our bearish target is, or is it going to blow right through? Remember, we've just taken liquidity in the form of sell side liquidity right there. Mark that up. We may see reaction off those sell stops. So what price does with this fair value gap is important. And I believe we're all caught up. Leaves you in suspense for the next one, doesn't it? This is live today, 1:30 at US time. So yeah, I'm going to leave them on the chart. I'm going to save that. And then next time, we will have a look and see how the saga plans out. We will begin the next video with the previously on Anatomy of a Trade, episode 4, and we'll go from there. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, guys. Hopefully it has given you entertainment. Hopefully it has given you some insight, and I will catch you in the next one.